Hello everyone and welcome back to the coolest story in episode 4. And today I'm going to talk to you about Cid Rodrigo Diaz. Most of you might not have heard of him, but this guy was a Castilian nobleman, a military leader, a diplomat who after being exiled conquered and ruled the city of Valencia. He was also a major figure in the fight against the Moors in the Iberian Peninsula. And the reason why I chose to speak about him is because a good friend of mine, his name is Rodrigo Diaz, and Rodrigo for years has been telling me about El Cid, and Rodrigo is from Asturias. And Rodrigo tattooed El Cid on his chest, and then when I made it out to Burgos, where El Cid is from, well, he's actually from a town about 6 kilometers north of there called Vivar or Castellón de Birvar. And when I made it to Burgos, I learned about El Cid, about his conquest with the Castilian and Leon kings, and then also with the Moors. And this guy is a very interesting figure, and I'm gonna just break it down for you. And his tomb is actually under the Cathedral of Burgos. All right, so I'm gonna start off in the beginning. Rodrigo Diaz was born in 1043 in the small town of Vivar or Castellón de Birvar, about 6 miles north of Burgos. At only 13 years old, in 1057, he fought off the Moors in Zaragoza under Sancho II, king of Castilla and Leon. 6 years later, in 1063, he fought in the Battle of Sagres. Here, they say that he killed an Aragonese knight in single combat, and that's why they give him the name Compador, and that means competitor or conqueror, compador. Okay. In 1072, the king Sancho II was assassinated, and his brother Alfonso VI came back from exile from Toledo and took his seat at the throne. In 1079, El Cid took his troops to the Battle of Cabra, and then he routed his troops towards Granada. And Alfonso got very pissed off that this happened, and this is why he exiled El Cid. Well, they say there's many different things. They say that he was accused for stealing money from Sevilla, and they also say that a lot of noblemen that were next to Alfonso hated El Cid, so they bad talked Alfonso about El Cid, and that's why he sent El Cid into exile. At first, El Cid didn't know what to do, so he went to Barcelona to Ramon Berugia, but Ramon refused his services. Then he journeyed to the Taif of Zaragoza, which is a Moorish king, and he welcomed El Cid with open arms. And this is where El Cid got his name, El Cid, which in Arabic means the master. El is obviously Spanish, but El Cid means the master. So Rodrigo Diaz, the Cid, was given the position of being the master of the armies of Taif of Zaragoza. He served as the leading figure in a vibrant Moorish force consisting of Mulayids, Berbers, Arabs, and Mulians. All these names are very foreign to me, so I'm just trying to say it as clearly as I can. Then in the year 1086, there was a huge battle called the Battle of Sagres. This was a huge battle between the Almoravid armies of Badajoz, Malaga, Granada, Tortosa, and Sevilla against the Christian unified armies of Alfonso, which were Leon, Aragon, Castilla. Alfonso was actually stunned because he was defeated so easily, and then he called back his Cid out of exile. So the Cid came back to him, and then they don't really know what happened between the time he came back to Alfonso and right after that when he conquered Valencia. But they do know that El Cid set out to conquer the city of Valencia. He successfully took control of the city with his Moorish and Christian armies. By May 1094, El Cid actually created his own principality in Valencia. He ruled Valencia under the name of Alfonso's kingdom, but it was really his own principality. So he was the sole ruler of Valencia. It was an amazing city because the Moorish and the Christians were living in peace, which is something that you didn't see in the Iberian Peninsula at all during this time, because the whole time it was the Moors trying to take over the whole entire Iberian Peninsula and the Christians trying to reconquer the Iberian Peninsula. So it's incredible that he actually had the ability to have these people live in peace for many years. For actually 3 years, El Cid ruled in peace. Then the Almoravids besieged the city, and El Cid was killed. He was struck in the heart with an arrow, and his wife successfully grabbed him and took him to Burgos. And the city of Valencia fell in 1102 to the Almoravid dynasty, and it would stay Moorish for another 125 years. So I enjoyed the story of El Cid because this guy, during that time, during the reconquering the Iberian Peninsula, he actually was a Christian, was betrayed by his own king. He was sent out into exile. He became a master to a Moorish kingdom. And then he ruled Valencia with Christians and Moors at peace, which is something that you would never have found in that time. That time it was all about taking back the land from the Moors. So this is why I wanted to speak about him. And I hope you enjoyed the story about Cid Rodrigo Diaz. And next week I'm going to talk about something that might be outside of Europe. I'm sorry that I'm sticking in Europe, but Europe is just so much history that I just want to keep learning more about it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. This is David Hoffman, the coolest story, and checking out. Check me out next time, next week. Peace.